radio. It's called Conversation with the CEO. It's another episode of Conversation with the CEO. I'm so excited about today because I'm actually going to be talking to someone that grew up listening to me in radio. Now, I don't know if you know, but I'm from Dallas, Texas. Fort Worth. Actually was living in Mansfield, Arlington area. Wish I'd have kept that house over there because that thing doubled by now. I was like, wow. When I bought that house, I always say, when I first bought that house, I paid $115,000 for that house. And it was in Mansfield before Mansfield got crowded. And that house is doubled in value right now today. And so I'm telling y'all, be good investors, okay? Don't let go of stuff that you got that's worth something, okay? Don't do like I did. I sold that house too early. All right, here we go. I'm excited because she grew up listening to me in radio there in Dallas. What I love about her story is she's a person of great faith. It's exciting to see her become who she is because she's a publicist. She's doing big things in Dallas, Fort Worth. She has connections everywhere. She's making it happen for people. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the CEO of K-Way Branding, Karlettè Jones. Welcome, my friend.
Hello there, Antonio Johnson. OMG, this is so amazing. Thank you for wanting me to be on your platform. Again, I grew up listening to you. We worked together. Dude, you're Antonio Johnson, okay?
All right. Well, hey, let me just say this to you. You've been doing your thing. I'm proud of you. So I wanted you to be on the program because one thing that we all need to learn about, no matter what we're doing and how we're trying to grow, if we're trying to grow, we probably need a publicist at some point because things happen. You know, stuff gets out of control sometimes. And even when you're telling a story, you may not know how to tell it. A publicist knows how to tell it where other people get interested in it, and it gets picked up across the country and around the world. And I think that's important to all of us because sometimes when we're thinking about our brand, that's one of the things we kind of focus on last. And I think it really should be at least in the top 3. Talk to me about it.
Wait a minute. I always tell people this. Do you remember the Kevin Hart incident when he cheated on his wife and everything? And it was a big thing in the media. And right afterwards, he came out with a comedy tour, Laugh at My Pain.
Yes.
That was a publicist doing all that.
All right. Yeah.
Wow. And that's why you need one.
Yes.
Because so let's talk about that. You know, talk to a person who says, I don't need no publicist. I can do that myself. I got 1 million people following me on Twitter. I got 1 million people following me on Instagram. My Facebook, I get 1 million views every time I put up a video. What I need a publicist for? Talk to that person.
Let me tell you why you need a publicist. You may be a great person. Everything about you may be good. What if you said you have 1 million followers? What if 10,000 of those followers try to attack you on social media? You then need damage control. Damage control. You need to turn the situation that is bad in for the good. So how can we turn that around? Oh, okay. Depending, let's say it was about let's say theft. Theft. Oh, okay, you did that, right?
Okay.
So how about we spin it around and you're doing something for your community? You see how that just a negative went to a positive just like that?
Yeah.
Okay, even though he did theft. Oh, but look what he's doing for his community. There's so many ways you can spin that around.
And so that's
so he really didn't do that. That was just accusations.
Oh, so that's how it works. Now, how do you handle situations where maybe a person did do something? Maybe someone paid them for some product or paid them to say something, right? Or they bought some of their branded stuff and it wasn't any good and they just ignored them, stuff like that. What if that was actually true? Where does a publicist come in on parts like that?
Forgiveness.
Okay.
So then I would start reaching out to different people. Oh, okay. Especially Christian stations. Okay, forgiveness. Yes, he made this mistake, but they see their wrongdoings. So let's turn it around for the good.
Okay, look
And
at
that's how you would
you.
do it.
She the publicist, a publicist. She gonna get you out of trouble and she gonna get you in trouble. What they say, good trouble. All right. So how long you been the CEO of K-Way Branding? And tell us a little bit about what got you started and what made you to really truly say, this is for me. Because I know, and being a CEO of a company is not an easy thing. It takes a lot of hard work, a lot of commitment, and you really do have to be on your A game most of the time. So how did you do it?
Hold on. Whew. Okay, here we go.
Uh-oh.
So, my background is radio. Everyone, do this, do this, do this. And I mean, you've seen me in action before. Hey, go do this behind the scenes. Go to this concert. Go talk to these people. Go set up this. It was natural for me because, again, I've been in radio since I was 19. So I've been having K-Way for 5 years. I just celebrated my 5-year anniversary in April.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I've been a publicist for 7 years total. When I say it's been a journey, I'm learning. Even today, I'm still learning. I don't know everything, but I know a lot.
Okay.
I can get my clients in those rooms. What's crazy is I was actually looking for names in French. And I kept saying, I don't know. I'm freaking out, right? With the pen and the pad. I'm like, I don't know. What can I name him? My cousin called me. She was like, I'm upset. I need to talk to you. I said, I'm upset too. I'm trying to find a name for my company. She said, can we go out to eat? Let's go to dinner. I said, wait. She said, wait, what? She said, girl, name it K-Way. And I said, branding. She said, boom, let's go to dinner. Wow. And the next day I went and bought their name.
That is awesome. That's awesome. And so, it's clear that your name is growing and people are starting to use K-Way branding. So, ultimately, what do you want the brand to mean to the world? Like 30 years from now, what will K-Way branding stand for?
Okay, so K-Way means Karlette's way. And, I've worked with a lot of different people. And sometimes, it might not work out. And that's okay. That's, it's part of learning. I want people to think she kept going no matter what. I have Graves' disease. I kept going. I left radio. I kept going. I've been in rooms. I've been to the BET Awards. I've been to the Soul Train Awards. I've been to the Grammys. I was at the Grammys when Kobe passed away. And that was a big deal. Kobe was a legend. And if you could have been there, everybody in that room, it's like, I'm not even from LA, but people was passing out in the street.
Yeah.
It was crazy, like Michael Jackson.
Yeah, Kobe, you don't realize, isn't it amazing, though, that you don't realize how huge of an impact people have on so many people until they're gone?
Right. I kept saying that weekend, I said, I'm going to meet Kobe and I'm going to take a picture with him like this. I was like, for some reason, in my mind, I was going to meet him and Shaq. And then that happened. I was like, what? It just totally threw me out.
Wow, it is. And what do you say, man? Because Kobe clearly had a good publicist. Now let's just be real about it, okay?
Okay.
He was able to take basketball and take it all around the world in different kinds of ways. He even won an Oscar. So I would assume that you have to have a good publicist to get that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You have to have someone who's good at writing, who's good at pitching, everything. Okay. They can get you in Forbes. They can get you here and here. You don't want to be limited. That's what I always tell my clients. You don't want to be limited. Me, I can go anywhere. Even when people interview me, I can go on a Christian station. I can go on an R&B station. I can go on a pop, whatever, I can go on something about CEOs and bosses. I can go on something about beauty industry and so on. Don't ever just limit yourself to one thing.
Now, I'm going to ask you a tough question right quick. I want to ask you this tough question because I want to know how you'd handle the situation. If you were the publicist for Lil Nas X, what would that be like? And how would you – because 1 minute, one song, he's sliding down a pole to hell, giving a lap dance to the devil. And then in the next song, he's encouraging some young guy who everyone mistreats and overlooks and telling them you're going to make it and you're going to be positive. So it's like, how do you handle, what would you do as a publicist for Lil Nas X?
I would definitely have him apologize to the world as well as his fans. Tell him, let's do a twist to it. Oh, okay. Well, I had to do that for some publicity, to gain publicity, but how can we switch it over? Let's talk about something else. As you just mentioned, basically people are bullying that guy. You have Bully Awareness Month. You have different things targeted, for bullies. And that also ties into mental health. Mental Health Awareness Month was in May. Perfect example. Oh, okay, let's talk about it. When the average person is being bullied, that affects their mental. So let's try to twist it and make it for the good. You're helping someone out. Now that devil stuff was kind of extreme because even the blood drops. Did you hear about that in the show?
I didn't really watch it because I just
I didn't watch.
My sweetheart, she don't like me watch stuff like that because she said I'll watch it in front of the kids, and so I don't watch it. So that way I keep kids out of that. But what's interesting to me, and I want to ask, his dad was a gospel singer. Did you know that?
No, I did not know that.
His dad was a gospel singer.
Wow.
Isn't that something?
Yes.
Yeah. So I think his dad's a gospel singer in Atlanta, but now his son is blown up to be this huge artist. And it's interesting. It's just the dynamics of. That's why I really think your business is going to grow, and the publicity business is going to grow. Period, because there's no one really knows in this day and age what's what. Now it's stuff like refer to people as they and them. You've got people wanting to be Republican, people want to be Democrat. They're choosing sides. They're associating who you vote for with how you act, and you take a beating sometimes for that. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And so in a world like that, it's like we've got to figure out how to navigate through this world because the things have become super extreme.
Very much so. Just like we were talking about Lil Nas X. This is Pride Month. So right now he could be an advocate doing things for Pride Month. But if I was his publicist, I would ask him, hey, I need you on something similar to a Barbara Walters special. Were you bullied as a kid? Were you teased? Did anything happen to you as a child? Stuff like that. Because then people might get a more insight, like, well, why did he do that? Not saying to some people it's like, whoa, but to some people it's like, nowadays this is common because you see it all on TV. You see it on Instagram and the movies and everything to that nature. But that's how I probably would have spent it. Let's make you an advocate for this, and so on.
Wow. One of the things that we try to do here at the Lynchpin Bunch Inc. and Conversations with the CEO is really help people grow. We try to talk about things that really can help people, particularly investing for the future, taking care of their children and things like that. And educating yourself, going to the next level. One of the things that I noticed to be interesting is we don't jump on those kinds of conversations too quickly. But like, for example, let's talk about, she just discussed this. She just discussed the bonnet, wearing the bonnets out in the streets.
Monique.
There you go. Monique, that's her name. Monique just literally discussed, hey, beautiful women, we get dressed to go outside. We don't wear bonnets and pajamas outside. And this became like a major topic the next day. I mean, the amount of time we spent discussing whether a bonnet is something to wear, it got more conversation than for example, that, AMC has gone from $9 to $40 in a matter of a month, like things that people are taking advantage of, making money, changing their lives, but not getting the same type of conversation. Help me with this. Like, I really want to know what we need to do to fix this, because we need more people giving that same passion, not knocking the conversation, because I don't want to come across that way. That we had a conversation about a bonnet and where you should wear it, but it was on every radio station, TV station, everywhere. And when I got on my Facebook post, everywhere I looked, they were blowing Monique up. Monique got more pub. She got more pub for talking about a bonnet than she did when she was standing up against Netflix for women.
Right.
To get more money for women to do shows on Netflix. They weren't giving her that same pub. So I'm just, that's an area I hope to help us with. So talk to me because I ain't trying to beat up on my people. I don't want to do that. But what I do want to do is I'm asking questions because I want to know how we can fix this kind of stuff.
Okay. Honestly, I personally don't see anything wrong with what she said. But you remember when you was a kid and your parents or your grandparents would say, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Mm-hmm. Like my granny still says that to me to this day. And I'm like, ooh, that's something I need to work on. Monique is a public figure. I get it. She's a little older, but my grandmother always told me and my family, you don't walk out this house. You're a representation of us. You walk out this house looking nice. There was no wearing your pajamas and this. But we're in 2021. It's a new day. People are wearing loungewear out. New York Fashion Week, Paris Fashion Week, just out. Like you can look at Vogue and different things, and you'll see celebrities in like pajamas, and they're just chilling like, hey. So I don't know, but it's crazy because I'm not going to say it doesn't matter, but we have so much bigger things to talk about. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And that's it. And that's the question I'm asking. I'm asking because I don't have a problem with what Monique said, whether I disagreed or agreed with her. But it was the way we all took it and blew it up. We talked more about what she said about that than we talk about other things that changed the game for us. I don't know. Maybe I'm, lost in that.
Maybe because Monique is a target. And I don't want to say it in a negative way or anything, but think about it. They tried to blackball that woman. So anything she says will be taken out of context. She could say the sky is not blue, it's purple. And everybody and their mother will argue her down. She could say, well, it's gray. It's grayish purple because it's Monique. And a lot of, when she was standing up for Netflix and all that kind of stuff, she had her issues with Tyler Perry and so on. And, these are people that we respect. So it's
So can a publicist fix her situation though? Could Monique come out of that and could we see Monique excel again? Could it happen?
Yes, absolutely. Anything can be turned into good. Anything. Look at Magic Johnson. Come on now. Anything.
Okay. All right.
No shade to Magic Johnson because I might want to interview him one day, okay? But I mean, but just look at people who've been in situations. Kanye West. Everybody, oh, he's crazy. He's this. And then he started singing for the Lord and had a choir. And they did really good. And then he got married to Kim K. And now they're going through a divorce. And this. If Kanye can come back, I feel like anybody can come back, okay? Because let's just be real. After his mother passed away, he went a little crazy. And that's understandable. I get it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know how you do it because you're a publicist and that's your job to deal with all these kinds of things that happen with the artists, with companies, with people, and finding a way to navigate through all of this stuff. So first of all, I'm just gonna have to commend you for it because there's so much that is acceptable now that wasn't acceptable 20, 30 years ago.
Absolutely.
Right?
Because a lot of stuff nobody would be able to do. A lot of stuff.
But now anybody can do it.
Exactly. And anything can be turned into good. Anything. I'm just trying to think of different situations. And like I have to study this kind of stuff and I pay attention. I'm like, I remember that happened when I was this age and so on. It's just so much. Even like with Destiny's Child, Beyonce, and you remember the girls did a split in the group and things like that. Matthew Knowles handled all that, which he is amazing in my eyes. He's a professor, by the way, at PV.
Oh, is he? Well,
Yes.
you need to reach out to him. I tried to get him on the show, and I hadn't heard anything back yet.
We're gonna
get in
talk.
touch.
I got you.
Thank you. I like
You're
that.
welcome.
I appreciate that.
But they had to have someone to do all that. So
okay. Let's talk about the CEO in your life. All right. That day-to-day, your job, what you do. And I want you to talk to young people. It's that 9-year-old person who saying, I want to be a CEO one day. What will it take? And I want you to talk to that person who's 30 years old right now, who feels like a failure, who's saying, I thought I'd be doing much more in my life at this age, but I'm really not. I'm still working at McDonald's, not to knock McDonald's, but that's not where I wanted to be working when I turned 30. I had bigger aspirations. What would you say to them as you who are a CEO, living your dreams, doing the things you want to do? Let's talk to those people.
Okay. Am I going to talk to the 9-year-old first?
Let's do it.
Okay. To my 9-year-old, they're going to tell you, you can't do this. This is not the correct path for you, and so on. Prove them wrong. Do what you want to do. Make sure it makes sense. If you want to go to school, go to school. But if you don't want to go to school, that's okay as well. Because sometimes it's not for everybody. Do what you want to do. Do what you're passionate about. Name one thing that you'll do for the rest of your life for free that you love doing. And that's what you should do. Just so happened I was good at talking. And I made a career out of it. My teacher used to call me Chatty Cathy. In high school, I won class favorite, most talkative. And now I get paid to talk to people. So
awesome.
Thank you.
That's awesome. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. But to that 9-year-old, keep going no matter what. Find inspiration, no matter where it is. Find some mentors. Even if it's your counselor, your teacher, talk to those people. You never know what they've done in their lives. Again, I'm from Stop 6, and I've been to places that a lot of people dream about. Things that I dreamed about when I was 9 years old. So
awesome.
Do it.
Man, and now, you're encouraging them. Come on, talk to the person who's 30 and feeling like a failure right now. Even though I don't listen, my personal opinion about a 30-year-old who says they fail. Listen, you're still young. You got the rest of your life. Like you can mess up from 20 to 30. You can mess up, do everything wrong. I know people don't believe this, but you can mess up and do everything wrong. And still at 30, you got all the opportunities in the world to still be a super, super success and to impact this country and this world in a way that people will be like, ain't no way that they messed up their whole 20 to 30 years of it. Yes, they did. But for some reason, we're convinced that if you don't make it by 30, you're a nobody. And I don't agree with it. I think it's wrong.
Okay, to my 30-year-old, my 30 plus years old. Okay. I want you to think of this. Samuel L. Jackson did not get his first break until he was in his 40s. And that was in the movie with Wesley Snipes. Was that Jungle Fever or Sugar Hill? It was one of those.
Wow, I think it was Jungle Fever.
See? I want you to look at Samuel L. Jackson. I mean, he might be crazy, which I love him. That's like my uncle in my mind. But he didn't get his first big role until he was in his 40s. Look at him now. He's on commercials for Capital One with Santa Claus. That's a big deal. Yeah. He was on a Coca-Cola commercial around Christmas with the polar bears. But no, seriously, I just want to talk to y'all and say, keep going no matter what. I'm from Stop 6. I have Graves' disease, which is a thyroid disease. Yeah, I have a purpose. I wasn't supposed to live to see past the age of 8 years old. My mom died when I was 5. Again, I'm from Stop 6. I was supposed to be a statistic. I was supposed to not make it, okay? Keep going. You're not a failure. You're still learning. Every day, you're learning. I feel like I'm in the classroom of life every day. I'm thankful. I'm still learning. I keep going no matter what. If Beyonce can do it, you can do it. Rome was not built in one day. I got 24 hours. You have 24 hours. Make it count.
No.
And if you have a job, work on your business plan. 2 hours a day.
Work on that business plan. Come on now. She ain't playing with y'all now. She done said something. And go to some of them meetups. Those meetups are powerful, I'm telling you. People don't take advantage of the meetups. You know, there are meetups all across the country.
Networking mixers.
Aren't they awesome?
Yes, they are so awesome. And try not to just go to certain things. I can't even talk. Certain things in your city. Go out. Like I'm in Fort Worth. I travel. I go to LA. I go to Florida. I go to Atlanta. I go to PV. So I mean, I have to go to Houston as well.
Hey,
I just got my passport. I'm going to Jamaica.
Look at you. Don't be out there doing too much now. Now I'm gonna close. I want us to close with a story apiece, because I'm gonna share a story with you because you shared one with me, but you didn't share with them, and you're gonna get a chance to. But I want to give you a story about how, when you're doing your thing and believing in yourself, and faith is just working in your way, because you inspired me with your story. So I'm going to tell you mine, because I don't tell this to everybody, but I'm going to tell it to you. And I hope I get through it, because I remember my life at that time and where I was. But at the time, I started a magazine, and this was my ex-wife. I started a magazine with her. It was called Sharice Magazine. And we were stepping out on faith in Dallas, and we were like, we're going to do this magazine. We put her on the cover of every one of them, like Oprah, because that's who we patterned after. And I remember there was a magazine conference in New York City, and I booked a trip to go there because I wanted to be around all these top magazine folk, and everybody was in there. It was Essence, Ebony, the Bonner Brother guy, for the other guy to do all the Hair Hype magazine. All these folks was here, right? Mm-hmm. I booked that trip. And when I booked it, I didn't have the money. I remember I bought the plane, but I didn't have a hotel. I didn't have the money for a hotel. But I booked, a hotel you can do it with your credit card and just pay when you get there. And so I'm telling you, I remember this, and I tell this, and I knew God wanted me to go though. So I said, all right. So the day came. I ain't had the money for the hotel. I flew in, and I believe I flew into New Jersey and rode in. So got on the plane, didn't have the money. Things were tight at this time, it really was. Because we was out there on faith running the business. You know how it go. Mm-hmm. And so I'll never forget it. I walked up to the hotel that I booked, and I gave my credit card like it was going to run. I did. I don't know why I did this, but I did it. And I like to share this sometimes. I don't share it with everybody, but I'm sharing it because you share something with me. And I think it'll be a blessing to you. I put that credit card on the table, and the lady she says, "Oh my God, Mr. Johnson, I want to apologize to you, but because you got in so late, we ended up giving your room away. And we're so sorry we gave your room away. We booked you down at a better hotel around the block. We've got a rider coming to get you. This is on the house. We're paying for it." Come on now. Did I say something? Hello? I was like, do you understand how I cried in that? It was cold. It was cold in New York. But them tears they were freezing and dropping. They were freezing and dropping. I was
testimony.
Like, it is. And that was one of the days where I really realized, do what God told you to do.
Oh yeah.
Because I needed to be at this magazine conference. I couldn't miss it. Even though I didn't have the money, I knew I had to go. And I was like, I'm going to sleep on the streets if I got to. But I did it, and I stepped, man, my hotel was nice. And I went to the meeting, met everybody, and we had a great time. And I remember I worked up a distribution deal with the guy that published Hype Hair and all that at the time. He really wanted to work with us, but we ended up not doing anything, but the deal would have been done. But I built some great relationships at that particular event, and I'll never forget that. But that's what happened. So you told me a similar story, so that made me want to tell you my story of when I went on faith and how it happened for me.
You got me over here like, oh, if we're not twins right now. Oh.
Hey, I'm telling you, God can do anything. I'll tell anybody that. He's proven himself over and over for me in my life.
Ooh.
So I'm super excited about it. But anyway, tell your story. We're going to close out and let everybody, if they're looking for a publicist, they want somebody to help them get the word out, you'll let them know how to reach you. But tell your story that you told to me.
Okay, so I was just sitting at home and I was checking my emails. I was actually emailing stuff out for a client. And I got an email saying, you've been invited to the Soul Train Awards. And I was like, Soul Train Awards? Okay. So I tell my aunt, but I don't have any money at this time. I think I told you I had like $3 to $6 to my name because I was going to get paid later on. But not that day or that week, like a week or two later. Okay. And I was like, I don't have no money. So I showed my aunt. My aunt said, show me. Is this real? I said, yes, ma'am. You going. I don't have any money. I have nothing. Look, I was Whitney Houston. I have nothing. You're going. Okay. She said, figure out how you're going to wear your hair and this. We'll get everything together. It's in Vegas. How am I going to get a flight? My friend called me. She worked for American Airlines. Like, it's so crazy, like, when you just go on faith, because I was nervous. I was like, okay, I done already been to BET Awards, but we had planned that, you know? Hey, that's this weekend. Let's go. So my friend was like, oh, okay, here. And I was like, I don't have no money to pay you, right? She said, oh, that's nothing, this. She said, okay, I just booked your flight. Wow. Just like that. She was like, just like that. I said, but she said, no buts. I believe in you. Go. I didn't even get a hotel room because I knew I was just going for a day, y'all. Remind you, I didn't have no money. My aunt sent me money. My cousin sent me money. I went down there. Somebody called somebody. I ended up doing an event. And I came back with $4K.
Wow.
And just like,
left with nothing and you came back with $4,000.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that virtual high five right there. Wow.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. That's going to encourage somebody, you know?
It was crazy because all I did, I put it on Facebook. Hey, y'all, I'm out here. This. One of my good girlfriends, she went with me. And we just literally, we didn't even get a room. We just went to, we went to the show and we was on our way back. We ended up doing an event. That's how I made the money.
Hey, let me tell you something. Thanks for sharing that because I really wanted other people to hear that, not just me. That's a testimony. That's a blessing how you went and just God just took care of it for you. Not only did he take care of it for you, but he put some money in your pocket on the way back. Come on now, $4,000 in the weekend. Come on. A lot of people would like to make $4,000 over the weekend. A lot of people would like to do that. Okay, so kudos to you. Now, your business, K-Way Branding, for those who are interested in getting to know you, maybe hiring you as a publicist, how can they reach you?
Hello, everyone. My Facebook is Karlettè Jones. My name is not spelled Karlettè. It's spelled Karlettè. It's an accent over my E. Jones. Facebook.com/Kway Branding LLC. My K-Way Branding on Facebook is K-Way Branding LLC. You can find me on Instagram. I am Karlettè. IAMKARLETTE. Also, K-Way Branding on Instagram. KWAY Branding.
All right. Listen, y'all make sure you get in contact. I don't care what you say. If you don't have a publicist, you ought to look into her. She's worth it. She has grown up to be an amazing woman. And everything she said she wanted to do, she ended up doing. So I appreciate you for joining us on the show here. All right.
I appreciate you so much for having me. This is everything.
Oh, man, you're being a blessing. You're being a blessing. Okay. Hey, that's this episode. That's this episode of Conversation with a CEO. Remember, in everything you do, try to learn something. Try to get some new information, just like we did here today. This whole program, that's all it's for. It's so you can take a piece of information. You don't always have to get it all. If one line out of this whole interview, you can take and run with it to change your life, that's why we did it. All right? But make sure you're trying to do that every single time. Get some information that you can use to change your life. Because if you're not growing, you're dying.